We're back. Again.
Yeet.
Here we are. Episode... Anybody have to take a guess what episode this is?
22.
That's Joey's guess.
I don't give a
18.
shit.
What'd you say, Dustin?
18.
AJ, what's your guess?
I said I don't give a
Nah, we need a fucking guess, dude.
shit. 17.
You guys are all fucking wrong. This is episode 20.
Holy shit.
The big 2-0.
Damn.
So,
You're welcome.
yeah, So, how you guys been? We didn't do an episode last week. What's up? How you guys been?
Yeah, good.
Joey, did you actually watch any wrestling over the past 2 weeks?
I did. I did not see AEW last night.
He's lying. He's been at his meetings, so he couldn't do anything.
CYM boys.
Last week he was at his meeting, so he couldn't do anything.
Oh yeah, for the people, obviously all of you that don't know, Joey just went MIA for like a week. Like we had no idea where the fuck he went for. Like he didn't talk to nobody for like a week. Like even me, I would be like I talked to me and Joey talk pretty frequently, and even though I would be like, I didn't talk to Joey today. What the fuck? I don't have any stupid TikToks on my. That he said, yeah, it was so. But glad to see you're back, Joey. Welcome back. Yep. Welcome back to the world of the living. We were pretty sure somebody stole your phone. Just like, at one point I was convinced that Joey and Dustin swap places because Dustin's been really funny in chat lately, and then he said something the other day, and I can't remember what it was, and it was like, oh, that's definitely a Joey thing. I can't remember. I wish I could remember what it was, but at the point that it happened, I was like, man, Dustin's been real funny lately. Joey's gone. What if they swap? Remember some fucking mystical, some Freaky Friday, some mystical art shit going on here. What the fuck are we dealing with here? But yeah, I know what AJ's been doing. He's been watching wrestling.
Hell yeah. And attending shows.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say, motherfucker. I got a fucking bone to pick with. I couldn't have went to this past show anyways. I don't even know where it was at, but I couldn't have went because I was in Nashville at a concert. But still, this is like within a month. Okay, well, yeah. In a month, you've met Adam Cole, which I'm sure you've met these people before, probably. You've met Adam Cole and fucking Jay White. What the fuck?
And Will Ospreay.
Which I had to go back and look because watching AEW last night, which I'm sure we're going to get into. Hopefully we're getting more Jay White on AEW programming now. Made me really think at watching the stuff with Jay White to Impact recently and everything. I was like, man, I don't remember where I had him on my top 5 list, but he should be higher. So while working today, I went back and watched our episode 2. I thought it was episode 1. It's actually episode 2, where we did our top 5 favorite wrestlers. I did pretty good because when I explained the pictures I showed Brittany the pictures of AJ with Jay White, and I'm like, this guy right here could be interchangeable. Not AJ, but the other guy with AJ could be interchangeable for my 1 or 2 favorite wrestler currently. With Adam Cole, which is the other guy that he could be. With the other guy that he could be interchangeable with is Adam Cole. But though they're 1 and 2, depending on the day, they're 1 and 2. Went back and watched the episode. Adam Cole was 1, Jay White was 2, Will Ospreay was 3. It's all everything's. I don't even know how long ago that was. That was like October.
Oh, you can live your life through me. There you go.
I fucking guess, dude.
Yeah, when I saw that picture on Facebook, I was like, Blake's gonna be pissed.
Yeah, and then I was like, it was like, oh, well, you gotta start telling me when these shows are. And then people are like, oh, you're gonna be mad because he didn't invite you. There's a big inside joke that AJ invited Adam, the guy you don't ever see, to his. It's not even your wedding. It was like your.
It was our wedding reception.
Yeah, like a year later after they got married or something. Adam got an invite, which Adam's technically related to your wife, right?
Yeah, they're cousins.
Yes.
They're first cousins.
Yes. So that's why Adam got an invite. Dustin, which is down there on the screen, has been pissed ever since. Anytime anything gets brought up, Every time. Yeah, he sad reacted things on Adam and AJ's wall forever. It's still jokes to this day. So somebody I was like, oh, you gotta tell me when these events are. And somebody's like, oh, you're just gonna be mad. You're only sad reacts to his stuff now because you're not gonna get invited. I was like, I don't give a fuck if AJ goes. I want to fucking go. Yeah. So, fuck you, AJ. But anyways, pretty good. I watched Dynamite last night. I actually watched it today, but it's pretty good.
I mean, we could talk about the big news at the end, because then we can turn that into what we think could potentially happen.
Nice
for that show. So
I do have a question.
I figure we say that for last.
Okay, I do have a question about that too. I need to write it down so I don't forget. But go ahead.
Yeah. So I mean, we could cover everything else that's happened. That's I'm gonna say bigger news, but saving that best bit for last, because that's fucking, it's huge news. It's huge regardless. So first up, we've got, what do we got? We got Raw. Raw has been, I feel like, shit since after WrestleMania. NXT has been shit since WrestleMania.
Hey.
Correction, they were both shit before WrestleMania, but that's besides the point.
True, that's true. But I feel like it's not just the viewership, which I think is pretty stagnant as it is.
Did you mean to say veership? Because I'm gonna explain that's why it's fucking shit. Because guess what? Guess who's on those fucking shows? This fucking piece of shit. Yeah,
it's gonna be worth something one day.
I didn't even know. Okay, yeah, fucking.
He's gonna be the next big Indian star.
25 cents and a fucking.
He has billions of fans.
Yeah.
Billions.
Hey, that was like $8, man.
If
you paid $8 for this,
and he becomes WWE champion, that's gonna be.
I'm going to
$5.
I'm gonna sell this the minute he becomes WWE champion. This is going for sale. The minute. I don't care if you give me a piece of gum and a fucking Pikachu card. You can fucking have it. Fuck you, Dustin. The sad thing is, I opened that literally Monday night. I turned on Raw at the end of, they were doing the replays of the Veer segment. I literally said in chat, "Oh, I'm glad," because we just got home from Nashville. We drove home Monday from Nashville. I just sat down on the couch. I was like, hey, wrestling's on, I'll turn wrestling on. The Veer segment was just ending. Brittany goes out and checks the mail and comes back in, and is like, she opened the envelope and was like, oh, this is for you, and tossed it to me. And I was like, what the fuck is it? I opened it up, and I literally said in chat, oh, good, I missed the Veer segment. Open up, it's a fucking Veer card. I was so pissed. I was so fucking pissed. I didn't know who did it. There was whoever the fuck is that you bought that from had a little piece of paper wrapped around it and just said thanks with 2 exclamation points, and the dots and exclamation points were eyes for a smiley face. I was like, I'm gonna beat this motherfucker up too. I was pissed. I was like, I'm gonna beat up Dustin and whoever this guy is.
So Dustin actually bought that for me, and then he shipped it to you. I'm just kidding. That didn't happen.
Boy.
It's been 3 weeks, right, since WrestleMania. They're building Cody as a top babyface, which is good. He's playing his new American Nightmare gimmick.
I think I see the thing that said that there's internal documents that classified him as the top babyface on Raw.
He's so a couple weeks
No,
ago,
he's number 2 behind Lashley. Yeah, he's 2 behind Lashley.
Behind Lashley.
Yes.
Yeah. And then 3, I think, is AJ Styles, I think.
Yeah. That sounds right.
So yeah, I think they're doing some justice. I guess it's gonna really depend what happens with this Backlash show. They're running it back with Rollins. If they really want to keep this momentum going, Cody should beat Rollins again. But, WWE likes to 50-50 book, so you never know what happens. I mean, besides that, the only thing Raw really has going for it right now is the Ezekiel Kevin Owens story, which has been hilarious.
Bro, Ezekiel, I don't know if any of you guys went back and watched after I talked about it. Ezekiel on the Pat McAfee show was fucking awesome. It was great. I don't know if anybody hasn't watched it, you guys need to go back and watch it. Because apparently they grew up with Elias for real. Like, one of the guys on Pat's show was actually best friends with Elias growing up. So they're like, hey, yo, Ezekiel, yeah, we never really seen you growing up. Where were you at the whole time? And he's like, oh, I came in that one time during that poker game, but Elias would never let me play. And they're like, yeah, man, I don't remember you at that poker game. And it was that for like a good maybe 20 minutes or so of them just doing shit like that. It was great.
So yeah, I mean, that the character, even though it's gonna be really tough to get over, like the Elias persona was.
Yeah.
But I mean, for them to doing the running gag joke with Kevin Owens is working because Kevin Owens is selling the shit out of it.
Phenomenal, yeah.
Yeah. So that's really the only like big fucking things that I feel like Raw has been able to contribute to, the weekly program. What else we've got? We've got
Dustin's getting the NXT title shot.
Yeah, I don't know how the fuck you measly weaseled your ass into that shit. Fucking in probably the worst storyline I've ever fucking seen existed. Yeah, but yeah, Joe Gacy is getting so they're doing another like midweek, mid-month special event show. So it isn't gonna be a takeover event or whatever it's takeover still, right? So or stand and deliver, I mean. It's not a stand and deliver type of program. It's gonna be on a weekly program in their normal time slot. I think it's called Spring Breaking or whatever. I don't know, fucking stupid ass shit names.
Is breaking spelled with 2 K's?
I hope so. I was gonna say something else. You son of a bitch.
Shut up.
So yeah, Joe Gacy is getting a title shot. But yeah, ever since, I mean, we knew that the Black and Gold brand was gonna die. We saw that with the last takeover, the Stand and Delivers that came after. But this last Stand and Deliver, I think, had a really good program. And all of the core pieces that made NXT so good are now officially gone. And I feel like WWE is a little backpedaling, and they are worried with, okay, these are our future stars. Are they getting over? Are we going to be able to mold them? And I don't know if you could do that.
No, because you're fucking ruining them.
Yes. And I think that's also why a lot of the UK stars are coming over. I feel like they're going to probably dissolve that brand as well. Mainly because nobody can fucking watch it. I mean, you can watch it on Peacock, but it's at like 2 p.m. for us on a fucking Thursday or Friday or whatever. So they aren't getting any viewership there. I don't even know if they have a live crowd. So that's why we've got a lot of like the Nathan Frazier, the A-Kid who's made 2 appearances and he's never fucking seen again. Pretty Deadly, Blake's favorite new tag team.
Hey, they're not bad. Okay, calm down. They're tops of their ring gear are stupid, but hey, whatever. Okay. It's NXT Spring Breakin', like only 1K, BREAKIN'.
Okay.
Also, Spring Break was in March, so what the fuck are they doing?
Yeah. So I think they're really worried. I mean, and we've got another glimpse. So we've had Dolph Ziggler. We talked about this a few months ago, where they're going to have main roster talent try and help putting over the next generation of stars with the program of Dolph and Braun and having their matches. That turned out really good. We're finally getting another one. Natalya is making her appearance in NXT 2.0. She's in a program with Cora Jade. I think they are really high on Cora Jade. They think that she could potentially be a next top talent. I don't know how that's really going to work. She still there's a lot of growth that needs to happen, especially promo skill. And I feel like all the people that have left, there isn't anyone good on the mic. Nobody. Like, the Creed brothers have Bivens, who's their mouthpiece. They've got Braun. I think Braun is pretty good because he's a fucking Steiner. So, I mean, a Steiner with the hot mic is always entertaining.
Carmelo's pretty good.
Just wait until he's starting to
Carmelo's really good. That's true. Carmelo's really good. Cameron Grimes is pretty good, but again, he's gonna have a title match at Spring Breakin', and it's gonna be a 3-way with Carmelo and Santos. Is it Santos Escobar?
I just seen this.
So who knows if he's actually gonna even fucking hold that title, to be honest. And if he doesn't hold the title, what is that gonna leave for him? Is he gonna go up to the main roster like Raquel Rodriguez now, no longer Gonzalez?
It's Solo.
Oh, Solo Sikoa. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna bleed Solo Sikoa dry because of him being part of the bloodline. You know, as soon as he goes to the main roster, whenever that's gonna be, you know he's gonna be thrown right into that, program. So I don't never know if he's actually ever gonna have his own time to shine in NXT. I figure they'll probably leave him there, but there are so many people that need work, and you can do these, main roster callbacks to NXT. Yeah, help some of the talent, but that's only going to get you so far. So now I feel like NXT 2.0 is a sinking ship, sadly, because there are good people in there. Legato's still there, but again, I feel like they're going to get called up soon, and then are they going to turn them into Hit Row?
Lucha House Party, dude.
Fuck that shit. One spark of revelation, we do got Roxy. Former Roxy, now is Roxanne Perez. She was supposed to make her debut next week, but ended up making her debut this week against JC Jane. She won with a roll-up due to distraction. So I think she's a top talent. She definitely is. I'm surprised that they threw her on television so quickly. But she is ring ready. I mean, she's been doing this forever. She was the Ring of Honor Women's Champion already too. So, it makes sense for her to be already in the program, in the limelight. But again, it's like, all right, now their women's division is just Mandy Rose, Toxic Attraction, and then who? That's really it. I mean, and you can say the same with the tag division and the main title card as well. So it's like, all right, we're seeing the holes now in NXT 2.0. But speaking to all of the name changes, we've been seeing it everywhere, all throughout NXT, even in the main roster. For a few people so far, not everyone. The cause to that is they don't want anything to do with an actual person's real name, and they also don't want anything to do with their indie name. So expect Tommaso Ciampa to be called like Tom Champ soon or something like that. I don't know.
I read that if they're already established, they'll leave it alone. And
right.
If they're a big name,
but that's also
like
not
Gabe, dude, the Olympic guy.
Gable Steveson.
He'll keep his name, obviously.
Yeah,
right. And it doesn't pertain to Cody Rhodes either. That's. I mean, I wouldn't say it's not trademark, but it's been established already in the company before, so it's not like he would get a name change. But I was trying to make posts about it on our Facebook page about it.
Plus, if they change his name, then his little intro thing before his music plays literally means nothing.
Yeah.
Casey Canizaro, her name was changed like right before she comes out on the 2K22 DLC next week.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll have a patch for that.
Yeah.
The thing about people already being established, I mean, that's not always not completely true, because I mean, Austin Theory was Austin Theory. Now he's just fucking Theory.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean,
yeah, but that's not a total name change. It's just a name.
It's still just as stupid.
No,
it is. It is very stupid, but again, it's what they did.
So does he still
Rusev? Rusev, Theory. Well, so Austin is actually his real first name, so that's the reason why they wanted to drop the Austin, because WWE will make trademark all of these names, so they don't want to deal with any bullshit, legal things like this happened with Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green is her legit real name, but it's also her ring name. And WWE tried trademarking it, and they got into a real big lawsuit. She's like, it's my legal name. Like, why the fuck are you like telling me that I can't have my name? You know, my birth given name.
Leave and use that name somewhere else.
Right.
I mean, Cody went through the whole thing where they had to do their little loophole where it was where anytime they introduced Cody, they had to do Cody and Brandy Rhodes so that he could still get his last name.
Right. The name changes are stupid. So NXT 2.0 started a match this week with Legado and no longer the grizzled young veterans. They're Gibson and Drake, which I thought was stupid. But for the longest time, Raul Mendoza, or Raul Montoya, no, Mendoza. For the longest time, they didn't say his name whatsoever when he was in the ring. And I was like, did they legit forget what his new name is?
Yes.
Because his new name is like Cruz del Toro. And I was like, where the fuck are you coming up with these names? I was like, this is fucking stupid.
Bro, FantasyNameGenerator.com. I think there's a thing on there for wrestling names.
I wouldn't put it past them. But yeah, so
shit.
This is your show. I don't, and you stick behind them 100%.
They signed my checks, man.
It's probably why the reason you put the freaking in between Seth and Rollins. It's probably your fault.
Also stupid.
Yes. Talk about the video game for a little bit. AEW game is going to be a potential release. They have a target release for September of this year, which is crazy because they barely talk about it. At the dark tapings for this week's show of Dynamite, for at least the last few shows, they've been doing recording of the crowd chanting certain phrases like "This is awesome," Aubrey, Young Bucks, blah, whatever they wanted to be chanting. So they have some crowd chants for the video game.
I really hope cowboy shit is a chant. Also, I forgot to lead this show off. I knew how I was going to lead this show off, and I just now remembered because I brought that up. Fuck Hangman Page. Moving on.
And it's going to be called Fight Forever, the game. So I thought it was a weird name. Whatever. Yeah. I don't know. They could have called it, I don't know, AEW No Mercy, but that would have been gimmick infringement.
I'm glad they didn't do that. And there's the cutoff. I forgot. I read who the cutoff people were. That is not any. But like Punk and all them, they'll be in.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, for the most part, I feel like they got the main people that obviously were part of the company when they started doing the development. But I figure, you could take,
So like Jeff Hardy, I think he was the cutoff, like he's going to be in it. But like anything after him is not.
Okay. I mean, that's not bad. And if you think about it, for especially the graphics and the character designs, it makes sense for it to have a later cutoff period because you're not doing a realistic approach like the 2K games were. So, yeah, you could easily put the cutoff point anywhere. But I guess Jeff Hardy makes sense. And, I mean, well, yeah, Jeff Hardy was the latest person to come over. So, I mean, not too bad. Joey's very sad. Wedding bells were in the area in the last couple weeks. His favorite girl, Carmella, got married to Corey Graves, as well as Alexa Bliss. He's crying. You can see a tear come down his face right now. Actually, it's kind of hilarious.
Joey, why didn't you talk her out of it with that account that follows you?
I know. Thought you had been all over that.
He's more financially stable, but she's still going to come down and gonna get it. So that's the deal.
You don't have to marry her?
Nope.
It's so stupid.
But she's also had some frustrations with the company as well. I'm sure Joey knows about those. So
yeah, we talked about that. She went to Vince McMahon and was like, "Hey, was you using me? But we ain't got nothing, So So
Yeah, that's pretty much straightforward. I mean,
Sounds about right.
That sounds about right. That's like pretty verbatim of everything.
Yeah, that's exactly what she told me word for word.
Shit, guys, maybe Joey actually is following her actual account.
So, yeah, you know, we had the previous brief discussion of the vignettes that they've been doing of Alexa coming back and potentially Alexa being the goddess again, or she was dealing with the trauma of Lily being destroyed by Charlotte. They had those that were supposed to run for months. Like, she wasn't supposed to come back at what was it, Elimination Chamber, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was the pay-per-view or Premium Live Event. Excuse me. Oh shit.
Calm down.
So they just decided to scrap those because they're like, they filmed I think 9 and then they tried breaking them up because they wanted them to last longer. I'm pretty sure that's what she tells Joey to last longer.
Not easy.
But they're like, okay, forget it. They scrapped it. She shows up for the chamber match, and then she's gone again. She tried pitching an idea for her to be involved in the Bianca and Becky program at WrestleMania, and they're like, no. So she's literally sitting around doing nothing, which is a damn shame. They got nothing for Bliss. They ain't got shit for Asuka. They ain't doing anything with Bayley. It's like, these are your 3 top, women superstars, and you can't do anything with them. It's fucking terrible.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Contracts. Good Brothers contract are up this summer.
Ooh.
Who's to know where they're going to sign next?
That's pretty obvious, but
Well, I mean, they said they are loyal to Impact.
They're lying through their fucking teeth.
Impact gave them a lot of money. To show up.
You know what's going to give them a lot more money? Actually being on fucking TV.
Live TV.
Exactly. And when I say obvious, I don't mean that they're going to sign with AEW. I mean, now they have options of who to sign with and still be on AEW. They don't have to worry about, we're fucking 2 weeks behind, or this episode of Impact is from September 2020, 2020. Like, fucking, they're that far behind.
Technically, they still, could, still re-sign with Impact. The whole agreement for their first contract with Impact was them to work in New Japan. But because of COVID and all the restrictions, they have not been to Japan, I think not even once. So they could try and figure that out where, they stay with Impact. They have the open, contract to go to New Japan whenever they want, so they're not always stuck doing Impact tapings. And they can still show up for AEW. But, I mean, I don't know. They can still show up live. They've already done their obligations of doing recorded shows. So really they have the free time, really, if you think about it.
I bet his hot Asian wife misses her family.
I don't even think they're a thing anymore.
Oh, really?
Wait, really?
Yeah. With like a whole bunch of cheating allegations, like a fucking...
Well, I think that...
Not an Amber Heard, Johnny Depp situation, but...
I think some stuff came out about them, but I think they stayed through it, didn't they?
Yes, the first time, but I don't know. I thought it happened again. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Bro,
Joey,
I fucking love Carl. I fucking love Carl Anderson. His Twitter handle, legit, is the Machine Gun, aka Chad Too Bad. Like, that's his Twitter handle.
I love that Southpaw Wrestling. That was so good.
His actual Twitter handle is Machine Gun KA, but his name that you can change a lot is literally the Machine Gun, aka Chad Too Bad. I literally had my first major big D&D character. It's actually right here. Was actually named because after that Southpaw Wrestling shit. His literal name's Tex Ferguson. 100%. Tex Ferguson. On my mouse pad. Because of that shit. I don't know. I haven't seen... I didn't hear about any of that.
Yeah. I mean, they probably did work through it. I mean, I don't know. Now they're pretty private with everything.
Yeah.
I haven't seen his wife explode on social media. So I'm hoping everything's fine. Besides the Good Brothers, Jack Evans, he did confirm over Twitter this week that his contract will expire at the end of this month, and they are not re-signing him. Obviously, AEW is not re-signing him. I'll give it props to Jack Evans because he knew exactly what his role was in the company, and he said it flat out. I enjoyed my time with the company. They've been great. They treated me well. Ever since the beginning, the promotion changed in a different direction. So he knew if he wasn't going to be able to perform at their standards that they're looking for, that it would totally make sense for him not to stick around anymore. Those are things to add to the list of people that, their contracts expired. Big Swole, Dustin's favorite, Leo Rush. You got Marco Stunt, Joey Janela. A lot of the people that were originally with the company at the very beginning, within the first year, you're going to start seeing those not to happen or occur anymore. So, makes sense. You knew it was going to happen. I don't know if Angelico is also in the same boat. They were the tag team, the Hybrid 2. He did do a dark match this week, and he just came off of a knee injury. When it comes to injuries, I don't know if AEW lets the contract continue until it expires, or they put it on a freeze or a hold and let them recoup and then get paid if they get paid for doing actual matches. But my guess is if they kind of knew what their direction and vision was going forward, that they wouldn't freeze Angelico's contract. Another expired contract, which was actually a really big surprise. On Tuesday, during NXT 2.0, it was found out that Kushida's contract was expired as well. I thought Kushida was really great. He really enjoyed his time in the black and gold portion of NXT. There was no direction on what was going to happen when they made that transition to 2.0. He kind of got it stuck with, Jacket Time tag team. And they didn't really use him to live up to what their expectations were going to be. He was able to become the Cruiserweight champion, but when their vision was to unify the belt with the North American Championship, anything that Kushida was going to do was out the window at that point. There was never any goal or attempt to bring him up. He never had a dark match to test the waters on the main roster with a bigger audience. So his contract expire, and he's like, I'm out. It's expected for him to show up and re-sign with New Japan probably within June. I think they're going to be doing some type of Best of the Super Juniors again. I don't know if it's going to take place in June, but everyone's saying that he's going to go back to New Japan and wrestle there. So,
update on April 13th, which was almost a week ago. Carl Anderson did post a picture of his wife on Instagram.
Sweet.
So, I mean,
Joey, look at it later. Relax.
The picture that he posted was of that
you're drooling again.
The picture that he posted was talking about one of his sons being taller than his mom now. So,
yeah, well, that's good. Other than contracts, it was to believe earlier this week FTR's contract was potentially going to be up in the summer as well. I think they originally had a 3-year contract with a additional year option to be picked up for obviously the following year. AEW did reach out to Fightful to be like, yeah, they still have another year on their contract.
Up. Yeah, over a year.
Yeah, so they're gonna wait. There was a lot of speculation that FTR could go back to WWE and be the Revival again.
Bro, I was gonna say no shot, but then obviously Cody.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. They're like, Dax was even saying on Twitter, he's like, you never say never. It's a possibility if the money's right, of course. They originally turned down like a huge contract when they left the first time. Individual were gonna get like $800,000 each.
But look at how they do. WWE does tag teams. Like, that's something.
Yeah.
WWE needs tag teams, but also WWE ruins tag teams.
Plus,
Right.
AEW is like, we will maybe let Bret Hart like come to a show. So like,
You mean WWE?
no, AEW. And they're like, okay, we're gonna do it. Bret Hart's gonna be their manager. Watch.
I know he is. I know he is.
Hey,
I shouldn't have said anything. Fuck.
Maybe Joey will finally start watching Dynamite again.
You almost said fucking
I did.
Impact, you little bitch. So yeah, because of how things are working, I want to say so well in quotes here for Cody. It's only been 3 weeks.
That's very true.
For anyone that's gonna defect from AEW to WWE, is you got to see what's gonna happen with Cody for like until SummerSlam. Let's say.
Well,
I feel like
not necessarily, because I think if you're Cody, if you're someone that came from WWE and was like a big person in WWE, like Cody, like, not, and by big, I mean, like, well known, like Cody, FTR, then yes. But I feel like WWE's put, like, I've seen stuff from like, oh, WWE's interested in Wardlow and Jade Cargill. I don't think those ones really have to worry about the same stuff, but I think it's kind of a different animal between the people that come from WWE to AEW, and then the people like for Miro, for Cody, FTR, Malachi Black, Buddy Matthews, those would probably fit in the same as Cody. But I feel like if you're Sammy, Guevara, those people, that MJF even, really, maybe.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't feel like they'll be under the same like watchful eye, I guess you could say, is like everybody's watching what Cody does and they're waiting for the moment when he becomes Stardust again and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, again, like, it's all speculation right now to be like, oh, if anyone decides to jump over, they're gonna be a big star. Not necessarily, like you made a good point, like people that have already been in the system, you can easily fit into that same role that you've had before. But anyone new that doesn't fit the mold that they're looking for, well, they're also going to be really more like critical of that. Wardlow fits the mold because they like big beefy boys. Jade fits the mold because she's also jacked out of her mind. So it could work. MJF is really good on the the mic. They could always use somebody like that. But again, it's like, are they going to put the championship on it? Are you going to tell me that MJF is going to fight Bobby Lashley and then not spear him in half? Or, him fight Omos, if Omos is still there, and then fall from the sky of 10 feet and then onto his head? Like, those are things that are going to play into a factor like that.
And then, I mean, you always got to look at it with tag teams of going back to WWE of like, I mean, still their longest Raw champions they've been doing it for almost a year now. They're just a makeshift tag team. Even though they've been really good, they've still just a makeshift tag team.
Yep. Little news for Roman. There are no plans for Roman to ever be losing anything. But again, they still have no programs lined up for Roman. So it's like, all right, we've got this unified champion. We kind of don't have anything for him, but we also, anything that we're going to put him in, he's not going to lose. Kind of puts a damper on things, if you ask me. I mean, Roman is a good, great champion right now, but if you can't put up a good program for him, it's like the things that you're trying to build up, like Cody, it's like, okay, well, what are you going to, you're going to have Cody fight Roman and have Cody lose? You're going to have to bring in another title again.
Yeah.
And that's probably what's going to happen.
They have Cody just challenged for just the WWE title.
Which is the big problem of that and us, not just us. I mean, wrestling shows that have actual people that watch it, they were talking about it too. Of, hey, you shouldn't unify the titles again. It's a stupid idea to unify the titles again. It's really fucking dumb. And now here we are with people like this Rollins Cody feud could be over a title, like could be over the WWE Championship.
Yep.
Like they could be pushed a little further, a little harder, a little more story, and it could actually be But now you've unified your titles, you tied your hands, and now you don't want Roman to lose to take one of those titles away. So it's like, now you're fucked.
Yep, you box yourself into the corner. And to be completely honest, I don't even think for this WrestleMania Backlash show that I don't even know if Roman's going to have a match. I have a feeling that the main event is going to be the unified tag title match. If nothing comes out of a program after this tomorrow for Roman, I have a feeling that the RK Bro Usos match is probably going to be the main event.
Yeah, they're totally just going to defend. He's going to defend the championship on Friday before your pay-per-view about belts.
How long has it been since the tag team match was the main event?
That was a stab at AEW that I think AJ missed. But,
no, I got it. I just ignored you.
But
I will agree. Battle of the Belt show, I feel like it's not working. I'll be completely honest. I don't think
they've done 2 in like 2 months.
Mainly because it's an hour show. Now you have a bunch of champions, and you can't put them all on the show.
Yeah.
So yeah,
and as far as Joey's question, how long has it been since the tag team match? Ever? It's been a long time.
Yeah,
maybe in the days
20 years, dude.
I'm not even. I would say like the Hardys and Edge and Christian, Dudley Boys type thing, but
I don't think they've ever main evented
Rock and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think.
Maybe the superpower thing, like with Macho Man and Hulk Hogan.
Mega Powers, you mean?
Mega Powers, yeah.
Superpowers. You dumb bitch, Joey.
Joey actually watched that on TV while the rest of us weren't even born.
There.
Yeah.
He was there.
He was in the crowd.
I didn't have like the WWE, like the channel WWE was on at the time because it was like syndicated. It was back before Raw, Just had to search through the TV guide and step at 2 o'clock in the morning and watch the episode of Superstars. It was a tough time back then.
Oh, hey, look, this is awesome.
Yeah, you lived through the Great Depression, I know, Joey.
Is this actually what it is? I see that. Just see the thing. WWE pay-per-views with tag team main events quiz stats. Just trying to look through.
I'd be like, none.
But the thing is, the first few I've looked at are like single stars put in a tag team. The Undertaker. Wait, no. Steve Austin and The Undertaker versus Kane and Mankind. Diesel and Bam Bam Bigelow versus Tatanka and Psycho Sid.
That was a banger.
2009, Hell in a Cell, you had DX versus Legacy. TLC 2009, you had DX versus Jericho. There was one, where did it go? There was a Shield one on here. I don't remember what that is.
Yeah.
The Shield versus the Wyatt family?
I think it was Shield versus Evolution. Where the fuck did it go?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, right there. Payback 2014, Shield versus Evolution.
Yeah.
So, but like as far... I mean, they're not really in any order. That's the most recent date I see is 2014.
I think that's the last one.
2011, we had The Rock and John Cena versus Awesome Truth. Survivor Series 2014, Team Cena versus Team Authority at Survivor Series, which that's a Survivor Series match. I don't think that really counts what we're looking for. Most of these are Survivor Series matches. Ooh, I don't know who that is. The Mega Powers versus the Mega Bucks. Is that like the Young Bucks' dad?
Yes. That was Ted DiBiase and...
Oh, Bucks like money.
Yeah.
Yes.
Andre the Giant, Ted DiBiase, and wait. Team consists of the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, and Andre the Giant. Yeah.
The fuck, Joey? Why'd you not know that?
I don't watch a lot of Andre the Giant.
He's too scared. Joey was too scared of Andre.
He was too tall and Joey's so short.
Well, he was like on his way out. I thought he was real.
But hey, here's up, Joey. In Your House 16, Canadian Stampede, The Hart Foundation versus Steve Austin, Ken Shamrock, Goldust, and Legend of Doom.
Legend of Doom?
Legion of Doom.
I heard legend.
Hey, shut the fuck up. I'm reading. It just said LOD.
That's why you said legend, you jackass.
Yeah, most of these are like not. Oh, yeah, Vince and Shane McMahon versus Stone Cold. That's a handicap match. Yeah, well, that's about where we're at. So yeah, I mean, we could have another one. I mean, I feel like that's a good enough match to do. The Usos versus RK Bro.
And they're gonna give them 40 minutes.
I don't know about all that now. Don't get out of your hand. Don't get that crazy.
Could be a really good match though. So
apparently, I need to go back. I meant to go back and watch it, and I totally forgot. Apparently, Randy dropped an amazing promo on Friday, like this past Friday. Like, I guess he started the show, and it was like a banger of a promo.
Oh, yeah.
Like people were saying it was one of his best promos he's done in a long time. So
yeah,
give a shit. Randy's pretty cool.
The only part of it I've seen is that he said the big dog was out and he let the bitches off the leash. Like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's a pretty good line.
Yeah. Continuing. Little ROH stuff.
Okay.
Real quick. Tony Khan and Maria Kanellis.
Joey,
they have met.
Joey, that's Ring of Honor. It's a small wrestling promotion that Tony Khan just bought. Just catching you up.
Yeah.
I watched Ring of Honor before you were like, I don't know, before you were a teenager. Right?
Calm down, Joey.
Yeah. Getting hot over
yeah, Tony Khan and
change
Maria
your lights to red
met
when you get mad.
For to kind of discuss what her previous role with the company was. You know, she was leading the women's program and division for the company. Who's to say that, you know, she could be brought in to oversee that as well again, or kind of see what her vision was and see if she would fit within the Tony's vision for the company, or he could take elements of it and put somebody else in charge. No real news come from out of that. You know, there is thoughts of having AEW and Ring of Honor doing a crossover, of course. He would love to have Danielson and Punk be on an ROH show and just, you know, relive the glory days, of course. But the key components for this new Ring of Honor revival are going to be, obviously, Jonathan Gresham, who is the world champion, Samoa Joe, who's currently the ROH TV champion, his first reign to ever hold that championship, and Jay Lethal. So finally, we're finally getting our money's due for Jay Lethal now being on a consistent program, while, you know, for these last few months we're like, okay, what's going to happen with Jay Lethal? Don't want him getting lost in the shuffle. He's currently in this program with Joe, which totally makes sense because Jay Lethal is the longest reigning TV champion. So it totally makes sense. And having them going back to back or battling even from the Impact day or TNA days, I should say, not Impact. I think it's just pretty awesome.
Joe's gonna have to watch it because Jay Lethal's been going at it with Ric Flair, so he's gonna be ready. Joe's gonna have to watch it.
He is gonna be ready. Joe just better hope that he doesn't have to fight the Nature Boy, though. That's
true. That is true. By the way, I found another thing real quick for tag team. I figured AJ would want to know this. Tag team matches that headline pay-per-views. 2019 is the newest one I found. Women's tag team championships: the Kabuki Warriors versus Charlotte and Becky.
Was that at the Evolution pay-per-view?
No, this was at TLC 2019.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's what it says. The women's tag team championships haven't always been pushed as much as they should have, but at the TLC event in 2019, the titles were given a major spotlight in the main event spot.
Oh, that's right, because I think Charlotte almost killed Kairi Sane in that match.
Oh, is that the one where she was?
That's where Becky had to roll her under the ring.
Out.
Yeah, she had to roll her out under the ring because she took like the nastiest fucking bump ever.
Kairi Sane did pick up an injury in this one, which did impact the match, but overall the heavy focus was to put what that was put into the story paid off, is what this thing says. So.
Yeah, that was that.
Kairi's back in Stardom.
Stardom, yeah.
Yeah,
she's back in Stardom. All right.
I like her a lot.
The big talking point from this week on Dynamite, because Joey's too stupid to watch it. We're gonna tell him what happened.
I know what happened.
Tony Khan.
Pop quiz. What is it? What was the guy's name that he shook his hand?
Yeah, Joe.
Yeah.
You're coughing over there, Joe. You gonna pat on the back or something? Tony Khan's big announcement came out, brought out the New Japan Pro Wrestling president, Takumi Obari.
Mario Yamasaki.
I'm gonna pause for a second so you can cut that out.
Mario Yamasaki is the real guy.
Is that the Iron Chef guy?
No. He's a ref in UFC.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. I know who you're talking
about. Brought out. He was gonna make the big announcement. Adam Cole shows up on the big screens and he's like, I'm a big enough star. I'm the biggest star that come out of Japan. He's like, I should be doing this announcement. Right. The announcement is a cross promotion pay-per-view. It is a pay-per-view here called The Forbidden Door, which is the stupidest name I've ever fucking heard. Stupid. You're just now using this just because.
Yeah.
Between New Japan and AEW.
That is
set for June 26th at the United Center in Chicago.
That is one problem. There's a couple of problems I have with AEW that I've been very vocal about. Another one of them, after seeing this Forbidden Door thing, is they pay a little too much attention to wrestling memes and like the internet, what the stuff things the internet says, because they play into it a little too much sometimes. Which sometimes it's really funny and pays off really well, and sometimes you get like super cheesy stuff like this pay-per-view name. But hey, I don't give a fuck. We get Jay White on AEW TV on a channel that I can watch, and yeah, so I'm happy.
Yes. So one also takeaway, because Joey doesn't know, the Undisputed Elite is now,
which they are officially named.
Yes,
the Undisputed Elite,
which is the Bucks, Cole, and Red Dragon. So we got Undisputed Elite.
Yes.
Bullet Club, potentially.
Yes.
Showing up to the show, which would probably consist of, which is funny now that somebody was listening a while back ago when we were like, Bucks versus Red Dragon versus Gorillas of Destiny, and they're like, we need to get Gorillas of Destiny out of this Bullet Club shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, if they were, let's say they were going to do a 5-on-5 with Undisputed Elite and Bullet Club.
See, that's what I was thinking. Because, like, just before we go that far, because it's weird how right now it seems Cole introduced Jay White as and he's had done it in the past when Jay White showed up before, where, hey, this is my friend, blah 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 blah, where he's being friendly with Jay White, and the Bucks are like super apprehensive about it, which they have been about everybody that is friends with Adam Cole for some reason, even though they're really good friends with Adam Cole. It's really weird, but But immediately, so he introduced him, like, okay, we're their friends. But my also other first thought was, okay, we're getting Undisputed Elite versus Bullet Club, probably at this pay-per-view. Which means at some point we have to see Bullet Club more often on TV to actually build it into a match. Plus, depending on contracts, Bullet Club could be a couple people short.
They could be.
Unless he starts recruiting some AEW people.
Which he could. That is a potential thing to do. Have BC in AEW.
Kind of like you did with Chris Bay.
Or, essentially, Impact would allow Good Brothers and Chris Bay to cross over for this show.
Well, see, I feel like Good Brothers are going to be there no matter what. I think so too. Chris Bay is the one, and then obviously those are the four that are like pushing Bullet Club right now. Whereas those four are, which I guess they're pushing it here in the United States. I'm not sure what New Japan's doing with Bullet Club really, but
we got too many people in over there.
NWO.
So at the show that I was at last week, and the Bullet Club that they brought to fight United Empire. They had the Good Brothers. They had Chris Bay. They had Hikuleo. which is hilarious because Hikuleo is the Gorillas of Destiny's brother, and I'm surprised he was like, "Well, fuck this."
No, we're good, fam.
He's a young blood, so he needs to have something.
He fucking hates his brothers.
Yeah,
that's for shoot. He fucking hates them, so he's like, yeah, kick them out.
El Phantasmo, and then Joey's favorite Scott Norton, who hasn't wrestled in like he's the
Wait a minute, Scott Norton.
Yes, the glue of the NWO, Scott Norton.
Wow.
Who was also in Bullet Club as well. It's hilarious. Joey's now he's like, oh, she's like.
Joe's like, damn it! Why did I go to that show?
His nipples are hard for that one.
Joe's like, why didn't I go to this fucking show?
So, obviously, well, Scott Norton's definitely not fucking gonna be on the show. But I mean, Good Brothers for sure. I think you could do Chris Bay if they kind of finagle it with Impact. Hikuleo is a potential option. He's got a contract with New Japan, so it would work for him to show up. Obviously, Jay White is going to lead the group. Or, like you said, he could do recruitment within AEW, which would be pretty cool. But there's so many things happening, though, with the like factions. Like everyone... Yeah. Dustin cries about factions so many times.
Shut the fuck up. Factions are cool.
Would we have a Bullet Club within AEW that would need a consistent like type of leadership to be there? Like the Good Brothers would definitely need to sign with AEW and not with Impact, and then they could kind of run shop.
Or just hey, Jay White runs it. He's in AEW all the time now. Sounds good.
Hey, I'm totally for that too.
But it could be how I originally felt like. Which, I don't know, when he recruited Chris Bay to be in Bullet Club, I felt like, hey, this is going to be our Bullet Club presence even when we're not here. Hey, when Jay White's not there, Chris Bay's still Bullet Club. The Good Brothers are still Bullet Club. But I'm pretty sure before the Good Brothers left AEW, I think they were on good terms with everybody, though, right? They were on good terms with the Bucks and everything. So this is going to be like a loyalty-based thing, basically.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
So
we're replacing God with the Good Brothers.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. But here's the thing: if Good Brothers leave Impact,
when?
Let's say, Jay goes back to Japan. He's no longer doing stuff for Impact. You would be leaving Chris Bay and the Good Brothers as representation for Bullet Club, which totally works. But if Good Brothers leave and go to AEW, and it just leaves Chris Bay is only going to be good in the X division.
Hey, Tony, I'm talking to you real quick, okay? Chris Bay has this contract, okay?
Buy it out.
Let's just cash a check, Let's just say, hey, Impact guy, whoever. Oh, I don't even know who runs Impact these days. Anthem, whoever.
Scott D'Amore.
Who the fuck? I don't know who that. I don't even know what name you just said.
Scott D'Amore?
Oh, Scott D'Amore. You said it so like it just meshed together. Didn't even feel like it's like a real name. Look, just fucking take this check. Shut the fuck up. We'll take Chris Bay. Don't fucking worry about it, okay?
Just cut Impact out completely.
Yeah. Hey, they're the fucking ones that won't fucking catch up to a live show. They could be in this mix just as much as everybody else. That's what we've been saying. Joey's frozen for some reason.
Yeah, Joey's dead.
That's what we've been saying this whole fucking time, is that Impact needs to catch up so that they can do a whole big... Hey, you're back.
Hey.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah, it froze up for a second.
But that's what we've been... Like I said, that's what we've been saying the whole time. Impact needs to fucking catch up, and then New Japan, Impact... AEW/ROH now can just all do this cross-promotion thing. Helps everybody out. It helps Impact out when fucking Kenny Omega and the fucking Bucks and whoever else Adam Cole can show up on Impact. Helps New Japan when these people show up in New Japan. It helps AEW, ROH when those people show up there. Fucking helps everybody. It makes so much sense.
Yes.
Instead, Impact's going to probably die because of it.
Yeah. So, I was telling Dustin for this show to kind of really, really work on firing on all cylinders. They would need to have New Japan talent 100% from Japan, not the New Japan Strong show. So you would need Okada. I think Okada would definitely be doing it. Tanahashi would think would totally do it because they're coming stateside anyways for the U.S. tour that they're doing. I think Naito should show up. I think that would be pretty damn fucking cool. Zack Saber Jr., Will Ospreay, I think would totally do it. So like there is contention for things to be really fucking huge.
I sent the picture to the chat of Ospreay and Kenta already teasing things that they want to happen.
Yeah, so, which I think those would be fucking top tier.
Oh yeah,
Pac versus Ospreay would totally fucking tear the house down. Go to sleep versus go to sleep. Kenta versus Punk.
Was it versus Ospreay where Pac had that really really gross broken finger?
I don't.
Was that the Ospreay match? Was that because I know Ospreay mentioned something about it when he said Pac in that picture I sent. I can't remember if that was the match where Pac broke his finger because that shit was gross.
And here's the thing. So New Japan does multi-person matches all the time. Like that's their bread and butter.
Yes.
So I wouldn't put it past them if this show would be Blake's favorite.
Nope.
Trios matches.
Walter.
Up and down the card.
He was against Walter when he broke his finger like that.
Oof. So you could get guys like the Blackpool Combat Club versus Suzuki-gun, which would be just fucking murder. That match would be just murder. You got Danielson versus Zack Saber Jr., who are two of the top technical wrestlers around.
I know Ospreay said something. Oh, the picture I sent, Ospreay obviously went to Pac. But I think after the whole Moxley incident that happened, which I don't know if you guys know about, I know AJ obviously does, but the whole Moxley thing where that Will Ospreay has been posting on his Instagram countless things. He went after Aubrey Edwards. He went after everybody, and it was great. But I think he mentioned something about Danielson there too at some point. I don't remember, but
again, you can do. I mean, the options are fucking limitless. Basically.
The Combat Club versus United Empire.
Yep, that would work too. You got people like Naito versus Andrade would be pretty damn cool because they do the Los Ingobernables. Technically, well, I mean Andrade did start that group really with his cousin Rush, and then Naito runs the Japan version of that, so I think the two heads would be pretty damn cool. Everyone wants Okada versus Danielson, Okada versus Punk, Okada versus Hangman.
Maybe Kenta versus Punk.
Oh yeah, that's what we said. I think
that one makes more sense.
That's what we said. That's what Kenta said. Kenta even himself said G2S versus GTS. Which one is who? Who is GTS? Who's G2S?
GTS is Punk.
I figured.
And then G2S is Kenta.
Nice.
Tanahashi could fucking fight literally anyone. I'm trying to think of anyone that would
including
be like
John Cena. No, I'm just kidding.
He probably wouldn't whoop his ass though. But that's the thing. It's like, okay, now we have to play into the idea of, well, now you gotta, like, AEW can't lose everything to have a stable relationship with New Japan. So, again, even though these matches are gonna be fucking crazy, you're literally not gonna know who's gonna win what. The only thing that came out of this, too, that people are like, oh, there's not gonna be a women's match on this card. Because New Japan is only men and Stardom is their women's promotion. They're in a conversation, an interview after this announcement was made. New Japan president was like, never say never. They would love to do something with Stardom as well as a crossover. But I think for this inaugural show, it would most likely be driven.
How has New Japan not been canceled yet for that?
I mean, that's just how. I mean, they've been doing it for is how it's been for like 50
hey man,
years.
I don't think you can say that anymore. Like, oh, it's just how it's always been.
I mean, it's sad, but it's true. Like, that's just how the custom is over there, unfortunately.
Totally different.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Before we go any further, let's go back to this. If we say Bullet Club versus Undisputed Elite, this is the thing I had in my head. This isn't my question for earlier that I mentioned earlier, but say we're gonna do it where obviously we're gonna say Chris Bay can't come.
Okay.
If we do Undisputed Elite versus Bullet Club and say the Good Brothers can, that's still two people leaking that the Bullet Club need. Who could they recruit from AEW's current roster?
AEW.
What?
From AEW, you're gonna
say. Yeah. Who could they recruit from AEW to join the Bullet Club to be AEW's Bullet Club? We're just gonna leave it at two people that they need. Could be a tag team, could not be. Who knows? But they technically have it. We're saying Good Brothers come, so it's gonna be Jay White, Good Brothers, and who?
Dustin's favorite, Darby and Sting. I'm just kidding.
I will fight Tony Khan. I will find a way to fight Tony Khan. If he puts Darby's fine. If he puts Sting in the fucking Bullet Club with Jay fucking White, I will fight that man.
Bullet Club.
What?
It'd be perfect for Bullet Club.
Shut your fucking mouth.
Really?
No,
how about
shut up.
Oh no. You can't do another tag team. I was gonna say, Butcher and Blade would be pretty fucking cool.
That would be pretty cool. Yeah.
But that'd be another tag team that already has Good Brothers. I feel like
put Spears in.
You'd have to
No, I wouldn't.
pick.
Actually,
you'd have to pick individuals or a tag team that obviously are lower tier, because they can't be someone that would outshine the leader. Right.
I have a question here. Okay, you're right. And I think I might have a name. But in this scenario, would Undisputed Elite technically still be the heels, correct? Bullet Club would be more of the face in this scenario.
Well, I mean, right? Bullet Club is still heel. It's still a heel group.
Yeah, but they're fucking face everywhere they go.
No, I mean, they were fighting United Empire, they were both heels. They're both heel factions.
I mean, my idea can still technically work. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, yes, but I'm just saying that technically heels.
This might be me when you said something that triggered it in my head, and it might just be my fandom wanting this to happen. However, someone in AEW currently needs a contract. Say New Japan, quote unquote, they could really still be AEW, but New Japan gives them a contract. And you get fucking Wardlow in the fucking Bullet Club. Let's fucking do it. Write it down. Fucking ship it to Tony Khan. Let's fucking do it. I'm down.
I think Wardlow would be pretty fucking cool, but with the program that he's in
they're not gonna do that.
MJF, it's just not gonna work.
It's fucking bullshit. Trying to think.
I think it would be pretty cool instead of Chris Bay if you use Swerve Strickland though.
Yes, that would be fucking awesome. I wouldn't want the comparison of. Yeah, you're gonna run into that comparison.
I think Swerve is better than Chris Bay.
Yes,
but that's just my opinion.
No. That's actually like a fact. That's really no diss to Chris Bay. I really like Chris Bay. I like Swerve more. Swerve is.
Then it would be like putting Swerve and Keith Lee,
which I'm also good with,
in Bullet Club, which would work, but they're stuck in a program with Team Taz. And I was even thinking, I was like, what about Ricky Starks? He would have been perfect and Powerhouse, but again, Team Taz, it works that way. I don't know. I'm trying to really think.
I'm literally scrolling through the roster right now, and I'm not seeing many good options.
I don't.
Because I mean, you got your people like Lee Moriarty, who's in a tag team with isn't he in a tag team with Lee Johnson's in a tag team with Brock Anderson.
Yeah.
Dude, Marco Stunt is still on AEW's roster.
His contract's not up yet.
True.
It's up in May.
The Acclaimed, but that's another tag team. Yeah, there's
Eddie Kingston.
Shut your. Testing me.
What did you say, you dumb bitch?
He said Eddie Kingston.
Oh, bruh. No, he's in his own pro. You know, I think would be really cool
Because that's the
if they debut 2 new signings and it'd be Cesaro and Blake Chris Hero. I'm just kidding.
No, okay. I'm not gonna lie. I'm fucking in. Okay, so I can do it. I'm fucking in. But I'm like scrolling through the roster here, and it's like everybody's in a faction or they're in a program already.
Yeah.
So it's like the good Swerve makes the most sense looking at this right now.
Yeah.
Like looking at their whole roster. I mean, because you have the Butcher and the Blade. I love AEW's thing right here because they said the Blade of Butcher and the Blade, and right next to him is the Butcher of the Butcher and the Blade. But I mean, you have your Dark Order, your Pinnacle, Men of the Year, Team Taz. So, I mean, everybody's already Death Triangle. Because I was thinking Pac maybe, but I mean Penta. But hey, I mean, I don't think he's gonna join the Bullet Club. House of Black. Yeah, Miro.
So with the Pinnacle fizzling out, I thought Miro would be a good spot to replace Wardlow as the muscle of the group. But that's just
Bro,
me.
just fucking take -1 from the Dark Order. Here we go. Yeah, I don't fucking know if they don't. I mean, like I said, we got Keith Lee and Swerve. Jay Lethal's in a program. Jake Hager's in. JS Hook's on Team Taz. Dark Order.
I'm pretty sure El Phantasmo is gonna come. Like if Chris Bay doesn't show up, you know, Phantasmo could take his spot, and then obviously they'll just figure it out. I'm pretty sure they'll do Hikuleo. Like I don't know if there'll be like further recruitment.
Yeah.
But I also thought even for at the end of this show, because I'm pretty sure there's no plans for him to return at Double or Nothing, but let's say at the end of this, Cole and Red Dragon turn on the Bucks at the end of the show.
Hell yeah.
And let's say they're the main event. Let's just say they're the main event. And Omega returns. Could work.
Yeah.
That could be, you know, adding to that story. Or, again, let's say if they did a different main event where it was Okada versus somebody.
I was thinking like Okada and
Okada wins and Omega comes out and they're trying to set up Omega versus Okada 4, but it won't take place until the following. Let's say they make this a continuous show, and it would happen the following year. Kind of like what The Rock does every fucking year he shows up at WrestleMania.
I don't know.
A pre-book a main event, and I don't like that.
I don't either, but you know the speculation you could do.
Yeah, that
I would rather do like at the next like All Out or something.
Yeah,
and honestly, to me, like okay, yeah, that makes it. To me, it's still, which again, I don't. It's literally my favorite wrestlers are involved in it, so that's I might be biased looking at it, but I feel like what you said with it being, you know, hey, it could be where fucking, you know, Adam and the Red Dragon turn on the Bucks because they lose the Bullet Club or whatever, and they turn on them. Kenny comes back. That makes more sense because then that sets up that 6-man tag, you know, somewhere else. Which leads me to my next question. This is in Chicago.
Yes.
So are they going to do like back-to-back Chicago pay-per-views? Because like, you know, this one and then you have All Out at end of August, beginning of September.
Yeah. So technically, this show, this time every year is usually Fyter Fest. So this Forbidden Door pay-per-view is actually taking that place of that show. I don't know if they're having plans to do a Fyter Fest this year, or they're gonna scrap it, or do it next year, or move it to a later date. Because I think last year's Fyter Fest was supposed to be in the UK. I don't know if they are planning to like make that a staple show for the UK as Fyter Fest going forward. yeah, I don't know if this is going to be a continuous show going forward. All Out, yes, is a staple for AEW. Tony went on to say that, yeah, All Out is typically going to be for Chicago. I don't know if they're going to end up changing the venue, though, for that. They haven't said anything about that. If they are, it would be at that show, I feel like. They'd be like, we're going to be back for Dynamite show, blah, blah, blah. And then our next show, All Out, will be also here in Chicago. But again, I don't know. I mean, there's still some space in between, because technically this isn't their conventional their big four of the year.
Yeah.
This is just, it could be considered a one-off that will turn into a reoccurring event.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. It was like, because it was weird that they announced it in Chicago or whatever, and then it's like a month, not even, maybe a little over a month later, it's supposed to be All Out also in Chicago.
They are at two different venues.
Yeah.
So maybe. All Out it happens in the suburbs, and then All Out, or this Forbidden Door, is at United Center, which is in the city.
Nice. So, Bullet Club taking over AEW. I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. Exciting. Really fucking exciting.
Now I want Cesaro in the Bullet Club. It's not gonna fucking happen probably. That'd be dope though.
Yeah, but I mean, everybody's like, oh, Orange Cassidy and Toro Yano, which would be hilarious because they're both of the joke character gimmick. Like best friends fighting other members of Chaos because they're technically in Chaos. Yeah. Anyone from Ingobernables de Japón, like El Desperado versus Darby, because they kind of have similar face paint and both crazy and shit. Takahashi, who's one of the best juniors right now, junior heavyweights, could fucking fight, I don't know, anybody. He could fight Swerve. I think that would be a dope ass match.
Should be very interesting.
Yeah. Dangerous Techers.
So
they're part of Suzuki-gun.
So we have Double or Nothing, and that's next month, correct?
Yes.
Double or Nothing's
at the end of the month, like May 27th. I think.
Yeah. So Double or Nothing's in May, and then we have Forbidden Door in June.
End of June.
Oh wait, is it end of June or July?
End of June.
Okay, 26th. Well then that's 2 months. Then difference between that and All Out then. So it's not that bad. For some reason, I was thinking July. I was forgetting a month existed in there. Okay, maybe it won't be too bad then. So, should be interesting.
Yeah.
I have no idea how long this episode has been for some reason. It looks like it's still recording, but my button just says 1 second, but it's flashing like it's recording, and it shows a new file like it's recording. So I just don't know how long we've been recording. Looks like everything's working fine.
1 second.
What?
Maybe an hour and a half.
Yeah, could be. So I'm gonna find out after we stop this episode.
Maybe the longest episode we've done, or maybe the shortest episode.
It's definitely not the longest because it's only 8:22. So definitely not the longest. But I think that is an episode. We should do we gotta do one of our like top 5 or like a trivia or we gotta do some kind of something soon.
Yep.
We'll do that next episode.
Okay.
I'll think of something.
Okay. Joey's gonna contribute to the show.
For once.
Yeah.
He's gonna contribute more than just giving people seizures from his flash. Hey, you had the TV off, so nobody got seizures today.
It's Dustin this time.
Yeah, it's Dustin. It's been flashing a little bit. He's watching Impact right now, right?
No, I got The Office on.
It's a fucking wrestling show, dude. You can at least put like Survivor Series 9 to 5 on or something like that.
We should make this an Office podcast.
Yes, that's a offshoot. You know how like Kind of Funny has their different avenues. You know, like here's our screencast where we talk about movies. Here's our one thing. No, we have Raw Dog's Office show coming out soon. So Maybe that'll give me a reason to actually finish the show.
Raw dog movies.
You should have. Yeah. Don't Google that.
I knew we should have fucking rebranded before we started this shit. I fucking tried. And then the worst part is like whenever we did that, and then literally I had friends. We're in a chat that Joey read. I think Joey seen it, Dustin seen it maybe. It was like, hey, I'm not Googling to find this show. Like, you give me a link to your YouTube. I'm not like putting this in to see whatever results I'm getting for that. And I'm like, yeah, blame Joey. He came up with the name originally, and then when I tried to rebrand, he's like, nah, it's fine. And Joey's also the reason that whenever me and him did, like, we did, 2 episodes of, like, a little solo show, just me and him, and it was literally called The Blake and Joey Show, so that the initials could be BJ's. All of that from fucking, the oldest person acts like the biggest fucking child.
So if you just Google Raw Dogs, the first thing that pops up is Raw Dogs Plumbing in St. Louis, Missouri.
Nice! Okay, so, and we're second, right? We're second on there, right?
We would have been first if that.
No, there's a second thing, a Facebook page.
Some of our stickers in it.
That's Joey. That's a good point.
Yeah,
it's a good point. If somebody would actually handed our stickers, we could have been over the plumbing company in St. Louis. You never know, and we will never know.
There's a rock and roll band from Indiana. There's a blues rock duo from Key West, Florida, named the Raw Dogs with 2 G's.
I'm gonna send cease and desist letters out this week.
It's not taking her fucking gimmick, dude. That's hilarious. All right, we're done here. We'll be back maybe next week. Hopefully next week. Maybe some little fun, something to do. If we do trivia, Dustin, it's your turn to cut. You got a week to come up with trivia if we decide to do trivia. But Joey did say he's coming up with something, so maybe Joey's got something for us to do. Okay.
We're gonna do a top 5 Bret Hart matches.
Guys, I'm busy next week, and I did show Joey how to record. Maybe that's just a Joey solo episode, you know?
Yeah, he's gonna do a top 5 and break down all 5 matches.
I'm gonna get all the matches.
I'm gonna get a fucking notification with your new video post. And I'm like, I didn't post a new fucking video. And I'm gonna go to just Joey just talking about Bret Hart. Welcome to the
5 hours long.
Welcome to the Raw Dogs Bret Hart show. So, yeah,
he's gonna be tagging Bret Hart. He's like, "Look at this video I did for you."
Yeah,
yeah.
So
the work's a piece of shit, right?
Yes. That is true. All right. We'll be back next week with something fun. I don't know what. Joey's going to tell us at some point. So, because if we're doing a top 5, we need to know what top 5 we're coming up with. So
that helps.
That would help. And not like, hey, now we're live. Now do your top 5 or whatever. Okay. All right. We're done. Do the things. Like, comment, subscribe, all that, whatever. Hey, you guys got anything before we close out?
Nope.
All right. We'll see you guys next week.